Ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for tuning in to another episode of the Generation Wrestling Podcast. As always, as yours truly, the 28-year-old piece of gold of franchise, aka the showstopper, better known as the GOW's resident tribal chief. And with me, as always, I got my tag team partner, my brother, my family. Here's the flies in the room, Mr. 1, 2, 3. Pin that ass down, K Breezy, aka King Too Cold in the building, bro. What's good?
Watching Happy Corbin cheat and get a victory over Shinsuke. I'm good, man. We can go ahead and get through this, man, before we get to the end of the show. Only got about 15 minutes left, a little bit over 15 minutes.
All right, man.
Let's go ahead and kick this thing off.
Yeah,
Not much. Let's pick up from where we left off.
All right, man. So it's Tuco referring to, man. We getting ready for that women's championship title exchange. But yeah, all right. So we already had Brock Lesnar. He came out. He challenged Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns finally came out during commercial break. These two got into it. Long story short, Usos came out. Brock Lesnar whooped Reigns, Usos, and half the damn locker rooms, asses include referees, and Adam Pearce included. We would then come back from a commercial break again. Adam Pearce says that with Brock Lesnar did was irreprehensible. He can't let him get away with it, not on his watch. And Brock Lesnar came down and said, damn, man, you know what? I must got a little bit of wax in my ears. I didn't hear what you just said. Say it again. And pretty much Brock Lesnar made Adam Pearce his bitch, F5'd him 2 good times, and then walked his ass to the back. After this, we would then get a segment with Sonia Deville and Naomi. Naomi pretty much challenges Sonya Deville. Sonya Deville says, hey, look, man, I got enough on my plate. Get the fuck out of my face. But then we get that boy, man, the Scottish Warrior, man, Drew McIntyre. He comes into the fold and says, hey, look, I don't give a damn who you are. I'm about to go out here. I'm about to lay down the SmackDown open challenge to any superstar in the back who got the balls to fight me. And then we get that boy Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn comes out. He introduces himself. He says he's the longest tenured guy on the SmackDown roster. Called Drew McIntyre a newbie. Drew McIntyre ended up hitting his ass back Claymore. Ends up picking up the victory. Then, of course, we get a segment with Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch says, you know what? Tonight, Charlotte and I, we're supposed to exchange the titles. But you know what? I technically never lost the Raw Women's Championship. And, I think maybe it's time that Becky 2 belts makes a comeback. So that's very, very interesting if they decide to go that route. Then, of course, we get the match with Mansoor and Ali. Mansoor picks up the victory. Then we get the coronation of your boy, Xavier Woods. Two goals, you called it.
Xavier!
Hey, you called it, man. You called it. I believe I'm slowly starting to see the arrogance build between Kofi and Xavier, but especially Xavier Woods, man. I'm really starting to see the heel turn slowly but surely manifesting. And then, of course, man, we get the debut of them boys and that beautiful woman. We got Hero as they finally make their debut, man. They came out before they even had a match. I love how they came out. They did their usual shtick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They did their usual shtick. I'm glad Vince let them keep that. Apparently, he's a fan for now. And then, of course, we ended up having, after the commercial break, we had, who was it? Top Dollar and Isaiah Swerve Scott versus 2 Marquez Jabronis as they end up whooping their ass and they got their first victory on the main roster. And then we get Sonya Deville as she provides a health update on Adam Pearce. She said, look, I told Adam.
Yeah, that was some update.
She said, I told Adam, I could have came out there and I could have, delivered the news to Brock, but, Adam Pearce wanted to be Adam Pearce. Went out there, got his ass whooped. We see how that happened. And then we get King, well, formerly known as King Nakamura. We get Shinsuke Nakamura versus Happy Corbin. Happy Corbin ended up picking up the victory after some fluke bullshit. And now we are waiting on what's going to happen between Raw Women's Champion Charlotte Flair and then SmackDown Women's Champion Becky Lynch. We're gonna find out what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a swap. We're gonna get big time, 2 belts.
It's gonna be a title swap, dude. It's 9:46, 9:47. By the time they come back, there's no time for a match. Swap the titles, and then you just set up whatever's gonna be moving forward next. That's it. That's it. Whoever's on SmackDown will come out and challenge Flair for the title, or somebody will show up. That's what you got time for. You don't have time for anything else. These everyone wrestled. You still had to put on a wrestling show, but everyone pretty much wrestled last night. And with the exception of Flair, who didn't go, I don't really expect them to really do too much. So, the show really literally was what you read it down to be. Uh, the whole Brock Lesnar segment took 30 minutes by itself, so that was a half an hour, and then we just got a whole bunch of other stuff, which was cool. It was okay, but yeah, this was clearly just the first night. Definitely, you could see that they were coming back from that long trip because I'm sure that was like an 18-hour trip or some shit like that. So I'm sure there's some jet lag, and these guys and the girls are ready just to get some rest before things really really kick off. But they still had to come on and show up, and we appreciate them for doing that. But yeah, man, just a kind of really basic show. Nothing compared to that NXT takeover that one time. That's for sure.
Man, we got Earl and Leo on the scene. What's going on?
Earl and Leo, what it do?
I don't know if you've seen it, but I'm gonna tell you. Earl says Brock suspended indefinitely. Excuse me, damn, I'm sleepy, man. I'm tongue twisted. Brock suspended indefinitely equals Brock free reign on Raw. I can see that. I can see them using Brock on Raw temporarily until he decides to come back to SmackDown or however you want to do that. To me, I don't really see the Brock Lesnar suspension really holding any weight going far at all. I feel like that was just Adam Pearce doing this little power play, but he might be off SmackDown for a week or
Well,
two.
let's be honest. Did we really expect Brock to be around for a long time? I mean, this is pretty much the MO. Brock comes back, he has a great match, and then he gets suspended for a while until they need him again. And then obviously they'll need him for what is this? October, about to be November, so you got Survivor Series coming up, and then they're not doing a December pay-per-view, which I think will actually be good for them because you could actually build up a nice story moving forward for the Royal Rumble because you'll have more than enough time to really build something and get the Royal Rumble hype for that. So you're gonna be needed to push some guys, so you're gonna have opportunity to give guys time and the nourishment, the not the nourishment, but the acclimate to being on the bright lights of Raw and SmackDown. So I hope that they use that time wisely. But I can see Brock coming back for the Royal Rumble. It'll be a couple of months away. He would have done this, gone off for a while, come back, Royal Rumble, which is fine. He just asked that spectacle of what that would be. So yeah. I'm good with it. Halloween Havoc live Tuesday.
Halloween Havoc, and now they recapping some of the moments from last night. Well, not even last night. Yesterday afternoon's WWE Crown Jewel.
Right.
Man, somebody said online, man, that as far as WWE pay-per-views go, this is probably the top, excluding NXT.
I've been hearing that.
Wrestling pay-per-view, and you know what? Honestly, if I'm going by in-ring work rate,
yeah,
I will agree. I can't think of a pay-per-view outside of NXT.
And not even WrestleMania was this good.
Yeah, like from bell to bell, this was definitely probably the best in-ring wrestling wise pay-per-view that WWE's put on this year. And I will go ahead and I definitely give them that. But we got a big time Bex in the ring right now with Sonia Deville as the queen. Charlotte Flair is making her way down to the ring. So we about to see what's going on, man. But Tuco, overall, man, you pretty much ran it down, but I'm just gonna talk to you, man. Just to talk to you. All right, man. So
what's up?
First official show. Since the draft. I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. Now, of course, like you said, today was kind of just we got a show right after this long ass pay-per-view and this long flight. So we didn't get a lot of wrestling. We got a lot of long segments, which led into multiple. I will say this lightweight felt like a Raw. Just because I've never seen SmackDown have so many commercials throughout the segment.
It does, but it's short. There's one less hour. Now that it's about to be 10 o'clock, like, oh my God, it's 10 o'clock. We got a whole nother hour. No. This is gonna go off, and then that's it. And then Dynamite's gonna come on. Not Dynamite, Rampage is gonna come on. But yeah, man, no, this is this was a bit commercial heavy, but like I said, man, they had just came back, man. So I'm not really faulting them to have an explosive, show tonight. I'm going to give them the week to get their rest, come back and then start strong. Raw will get a little bit of rest because they get to rest up. They get their show's not till Monday, so they get the weekend to literally get themselves right. Hell, really 4 days because you don't really perform until Monday night, so you really got basically like 4 days to really just kind of rest. But next week that'll be the week to start things off to really get things kicking. Other than that, man, right now, like I said, you gotta tie off a few loose ends. You're starting things officially. You got people that you drafted from one show to the other that are champions, and because certain belts are color coded, you got you just can't swap the champions. You gotta switch the belts.
All right, now we got them in the ring. Let's see what they're talking about.
Yeah. So.
You two will go to your respective new brands as the women's champion. Understood?
I don't know what it is about Charlotte, man, but she's looking awfully different these days.
Hey.
All right, what they gonna do?
Becky want to beat Becky 2 banks, 2 belts. Becky 2 belts.
I'm saying, what we doing? We switching the titles or what? What we doing?
Man, they're switching up the titles, man. I don't want to see Flair versus. I mean, unless they're saving it. I mean, we gonna get it at Survivor Series anyway. If they're saving this for Survivor Series, then we're gonna get this. I just switch the titles.
Tuco saying he don't want to see another Becky versus Charlotte.
I mean, we're gonna see that Survivor Series, man. Obviously.
Becky up here being childish. Ooh. Oh, Becky. you just seen her throw it.
Man, this is childish.
Here come the BLSS, the boss. Yeah, you know what time it is. Let's rock and roll, baby.
Oh, winner takes all tonight. No, maybe we'll get that Survivor Series. Oh, here comes Sasha Banks. I'd say, okay, here we go.
Yeah, he know what time it is. Gang, gang.
Okay, man, girl, come on down. You gotta go through the whole dance. You ain't even. You just coming out to talk. You ain't even coming out to wrestle. I can see if you was coming out to wrestle.
Hey, you watch greatness. You let her speak.
Literally, I wanted to speak. I wanted to stop doing all the entrance. Damn.
Earl says a triple threat for all the gold? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Hey. Well, I guess no triple threat.
No, man, because well, I'm a little bit advanced. I'm not as far.
Oh damn, my bad.
I'm a minute behind you, so I see Becky just ran out the ring. So yeah. I figured it would just be Sasha versus Flair.
So then, do we still see Bianca versus Becky on Raw?
Of course, because that's not over.
Charlotte is an ass.
It's boss time. Sasha, woo! Sasha.
you see, she did the boss hip swivel.
All right. Ooh. So, dog, will you move?
Bink. All right, I'm liking where this is going. Okay.
I mean, you gotta have a Charlotte. Obviously, it's gonna be Charlotte versus Sasha. On the outside, Uriagi or whatever the fuck she calls that.
The meteor. Put some respect on her knees.
Yeah,
Put
I
some
know it's
respect
one
on
of
her
them damn
kneecaps. All right, man. Hey, Tuco. All right, so it looks like SmackDown, man. SmackDown is in good hands post draft so far.
Me on the SmackDown side.
Now we got to see what Monday Night Raw do, man. All right, Tuco. So we got Becky Lynch, we got Charlotte Flair. They exchange championships. Becky Lynch exits the premises, and then of course that leaves the boss, former women's champion, Sasha Banks, and then of course we got Charlotte Flair. So yeah, man, Tuco. Overall, all things being said, all things considered, first SmackDown, man. How do you feel about the future, at least for the next 12 months for the Blue Brand?
Like I said, man, I couldn't really take this one in too much.
If you had to be optimistic,
I mean, I need to see the full show. I need to see everybody because they kind of gave that little BS introduction to everybody a little earlier with Carrillo and all them, and I want to see them, but I don't want to see them just do that. I want to see them actually. I actually want to see them, come out and wrestle and see what you're gonna do and push them. So I need to see that first before I'm optimistic or not. I need to see something. I don't want to be optimistic. It's WWE. I can't be optimistic. I can be optimistic with AEW because it's like it's like okay, I want to see where that could happen. Where WWE is not, it's not there yet. It's not there yet, man. We want it to be there. We feel it's almost trying to be there, but it's not there yet. So I need to see next week. I need to see. I'm going to give it the 3-week push, as we do anything else. The same we did with NXT, the same we did with anything else. We're gonna give it the 3-week push. We're gonna see how it works. So next week, Monday, starts the first 3 weeks of the draft shows. Tonight was just the formality of them coming back from Saudi Arabia, and it's been like, all right, everybody go to your respective shows.
Right. All right, well, Tuco, man, look, we pretty much ran through everything. I mean, this is a pretty straightforward, right to the point episode of SmackDown. Like you said, it was pretty much a formality. Not a whole lot going on, but we seen enough. Like I said, my biggest takeaway was Hit Row. That's who I really wanted to see tonight. I seen them. I was worried about the presentation. I was worried about the music. I was wondering if they're gonna try to change them up. It looked like Vince and WWE rocking with him, man. So now my only thing is, to me, I feel like they're not a team or group that just got signed. So knowing their track record in NXT, knowing Swerve Scott's record in NXT, knowing what Ashanti did Dallas could do in NXT. Now I know Top Dollar and B-Fab are a little more newer to the television scene, but I would have preferred Hit Row not have to go up against Jobbers in their first match. I feel like they're a little better than that. I feel like they didn't need to go up against Jobbers. But I mean, it is what it is. They picked up the victory. But
they did, because again, this was just this was the introduction show. This wasn't really like you say, man. They were coming back from. There was no real plan. It was like, okay, we're gonna start things off. We're gonna introduce these guys. We're gonna show Drew. We're gonna do this. We're gonna show a few new people so people get excited. This wasn't the let's start the show. All right, man. They still had, like I said, they still had the holdover with the women's championships that we just saw. So you can't really buy too much into it, man. It was what it was. Yeah, we gotta wait till next week. We gotta wait till next. We gotta see what happens with Raw happens. We gotta see what happens with SmackDown next week. Now that it's official on who's on the show and who we're going to see and what they're going to do, and then I think we can be like, all right, this was cool, this was cool, this was okay. This may not be all right, and we go from there.
All right, man. Well, Tuco, man. Before we get off the air, is there any final words, any parting thoughts, any final sentences or sentiments you would like to share with the people, man? Before we get off the air, I know me and you both got get off here and get ready for tomorrow. I know you got an earlier day than I do, so you want to be respectful of that, man. But any parting words for the GOW before we head out of here?
It's time for Rampage. Stop talking. You can stop looking at us. We about to get out of here. Go watch Rampage. We'll see y'all Sunday. We'll talk Sunday.
And then the words that hit row.
We'll talk Dynamite. We'll talk everything that happened. I got a busy weekend. We'll talk everything then. Yeah, we'll do it Sunday. We'll make a special day. Just AEW Sunday. All right. We'll talk Rampage. Talk Dynamite. Because Dynamite's tomorrow night. So yeah, man, we'll do that, man. We'll just do a special show, man. So yeah, other than that, man, decent show. Can't wait for next week. We can't wait to talk to y'all Sunday, man.
Well, he too called on the franchise, and then the words that hit row. If you ain't know, now you know. Peace.